Good morning, YouTube. Rose Thorne here. The video that I wanted to do today, I would like to talk about natural disasters such as hurricanes, such as tornadoes, such as floods, and people who wait until last minute to prepare. And what a horrible, dumb, stupid decision that is. I'm someone that I grew up in Florida. Florida is my home. I was born in Tampa, Florida, and I grew up in Florida. Anyone that has lived in Florida or even in any of the southern states, if you've lived there for at least a year, then you are very familiar with the hurricane season because hurricanes happen every year or every other year. Sometimes there are multiple hurricanes back to back depending on what's going on. If you're someone watching this video that you've recently moved to a southern state like Florida, like Georgia, like Texas, you're from up north, and you are not familiar with hurricanes, you're not knowledgeable about hurricanes, for this video, you get a pass. You're excused from class because it's something that's not familiar to you, so I can't really yell at you. This is not part of your normal environment, so you get excused from class. This is not directed towards you. This video is directed towards people who live in the southern states, you've lived there for more than a year, and you know all about the hurricane season. And you are very familiar with the fact that wherever you live, there might be a flood or there might be a tornado. So, for anyone watching this video, everyone I'm sure is very familiar with Hurricane Dorian that has recently happened. Hurricane Dorian is still out in the Gulf. Everybody was bracing for Hurricane Dorian to hit in Florida, but Hurricane Dorian, he basically did a psych out move, and he took a sharp turn to the right, and he's not hitting all the areas that he could have hit had he hit Florida straight on. Before people saw that Dorian was basically taking the right turn, I was seeing reports online of stores running out of supplies of water and batteries and all kinds of things. All the stores are basically out of stock of all the important necessities that people normally go for during a hurricane. As someone that used to live in Florida, I can't help but just shake my head. I'm over here shaking my head. Because if you're someone that you live in Florida or one of the southern states, you should have 6 months worth of food and water and supplies already stocked up somewhere in your house or someplace close to you. If you've been through hurricane season at least once, then you should know better than to wait till last minute to get supplies. Because you know if you do, you know what's going to happen. You're going to try to go to the store and they're going to be all out. You're going to be standing in line for hours, fighting over supplies, dealing with stores that are gouging you in price. You're going to have to deal with all that. So wouldn't it make sense that if you are very familiar with hurricane season, that to keep from going through that, stock up on supplies during the month of the year where there are no hurricanes. You don't have to spend a tremendous amount of money at one time. Spend little bits at a time. Go to the store, buy a few extra cans of food or a few medical supplies and put that into a separate part of the house. You can do that. For those people that are watching this video and you're saying, well, prepping and stocking up is very expensive, I don't have the money. I'm sorry to be crude, but in response to that, I'm going to say bullshit. Bullshit. Because in every state, there's quite a few Family Dollar stores, 99-cent stores. They're all over the place. When it comes to prepping, those places are your friend. There are so many things you can get at the dollar store for cheap. You could go to the dollar store and spend $50 and get so many things that you would need for survival's sake. You could get cheap medical supplies. You could get storage containers, storage bags, garbage bags, food staples such as rice and pasta and beans. And you can put all that stuff in glass containers, and that way they don't rot or get contaminated. I mean, there's just so many things. So many things. If you're someone that you're not sure well, what should I get for survival's sake? You can go online right now, and there are web pages out the wazoo that will give you a list of things you need. But if you want like a brief summary of what you would need, depending on how many people are in your household, you should have enough food and supplies to last you a good at least 3 to 6 months. And you may think that amount takes a tremendous amount of space. It really doesn't. If you know what to buy and you know how to store it, it won't take up that much space in your house. And which would you rather have? A corner of your house with lots of things just in case, or disaster happens and you're not prepared. You have no food, you have no water, you have no medical supplies, and there you are just with your hands in the air. So no excuse whatsoever why you cannot prepare. The worst thing you can do is prepare last minute, because everybody thinks like that. Oh, it's here, I definitely have to prepare, I should go to the store now. You do that, the stores won't have what you want, or if they do, it's going to cost twice as much. Start preparing now. Put food and supplies away now. There's no excuse, especially bottled water. For every person in your household, you drink a gallon of water per day. So have as much bottled water as you can possibly put away in one space. If you have to, get a tool shed or get a storage area, rent one out and put your supplies there if you don't have room. Figure out something for that. Also, if you're someone that you happen to have pets and animals and livestock, if you know that you have pets and animals and livestock, you need to prepare for them too. To either take them with you, or if you can't, find a place where you can keep them safe, or worst comes to worst, a disaster happens, the hurricane is about upon you, the tornado or the flood. The worst thing you can do is to leave them penned up or in a house somewhere where you know they're going to die. If you happen to live in a flood area and you know that your area is probably going to get flooded, the worst thing you can do is just to put your pet in the house with the door locked and they can't get out. They're guaranteed to die. If all you can do is let them out of the house, you're giving them a chance of survival. You're not putting them tied up where you know they're going to pass away. If you're someone that you leave your pet or your animals penned up, I'm sorry, you're an asshole. You're condemning your pets to die, your animals to die. So in the process of saving up things and doing your prepping for yourself and your family, you should be thinking of any animal that's under your care. You should be thinking well enough in advance that you are preparing to take them to another area. You have another area, another piece of land staked out where they can go, or another house to keep them, or something. You can prepare ahead. If you're someone that you live in a flood area, why wait till last minute to get sandbags? Why wait till last minute to try to protect your property using sandbags? Buy sandbags in advance and put them around your property. Do something to kind of protect your land and your property well in advance. Again, don't wait till last minute. And that way you won't come home to a destroyed house. And you won't have to fight with people to buy sandbags. So all of you people, you're in Florida, you're in Texas, you are in an area where it's a high probability that a hurricane is going to hit you. Or if you happen to live in an area where you know tornadoes are going to come right through, you need to prepare. You need to prepare well in advance. Do not wait till last minute. There's no excuse. Don't tell me you don't have enough money. Don't do that, because there's dollar stores everywhere. You can buy cheap supplies there and then spend money on the quality stuff later that you need that you can't find at the dollar store. But waiting and expecting for the stores to have everything you need is just ridiculous and stupid. If you've been through hurricane season, you should not be waiting that long. Take care of yourself, take care of your families, take care of your pets, and that way you're going to get through. If you would like something to think about as far as your safety, I want everyone to keep something in mind. If you are under the impression that the government is going to come and save you, after a national natural disaster like a hurricane or a tornado, please remember Katrina. Louisiana is not a third world country. It's here in the United States. Katrina happened over there. The people over there, they got their butts kicked. And they were expecting the government to come and help them right away. Help did not come until several weeks later, and they're still not recovered from it. So don't rely on the government to come and save your butt if a national natural disaster happens. Prepare and take care of yourself, and that way you'll know, you'll have the security that your family is cared for, your pets are cared for, and you're not going to be in a bad way. So I hope you all have enjoyed the video and you take my words to heart, and if you happen to live in the southern states, that you go out and you start prepping and buying your supplies and putting them away, and that way if something happens, you're not going to be so bad off. You're going to have the security of knowing that if something happens, you'll be fine. So take care of yourselves and have a great day.